Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to revisit the most played tanks in the game currently over the last 90 days. Now the last time we did this video, things like the Smasher, the Annihilator was all up there. Before we did it, things like the KV2 was up there. But this time around we have some different tanks. So at number 5, at almost 2.5 million battles played in this tank over the last 90 days, it is the M6 Yo. Of course, it is one of the new tech trees in the American line, and because of how great the tank is, not just the tank, the line really, this is popular. It's popular, and mainly that's because of the gun and the reload and what the gun actually does. Now, of course, it has two different guns, and there's not many tier 10 tanks that has two different guns, and each of these guns are almost similar. I mean, I wouldn't say almost similar, but it's up to you how you play it. You can either play the 2 shell or you can play the 3 shell. The 3 shell has better DPM, but the 2 shell does 900 damage every 1.7 seconds. Is absolutely crazy, and that is why this tank is very popular at the moment. Coming in at number 4, this is always up there in the most played tanks. It is the Grill at just over 3 million battles played in this tank. Ever since this tank was released, it's always been popular. It's a kind of different TD than anything else out there. It's maneuverable, it's got a fantastic gun, and just the gun itself is amazing. The tank is amazing. I love the tank. A few people out there is not a lover of the Grill, but I've always loved the Grill, and it is still today one of my go-to tanks just to have a little bit of fun in, deal a bit of damage, and yeah, move on to the next battle. But I love playing the tank. I love the fact that how quick the tank is, how nice the gun is. If you need to relocate, you can relocate very quickly, and again, that is why the line is popular. Not just this tank, the whole line it is popular. Even the Borzik at tier 8, which I'm not a lover of, but the Grill, people are still loving the Grill. I see a load of comments where people are not a lover of the Grill, but yet it is still one of the most played tanks in the game. This isn't just tier 10 we're looking at here. We are looking at the game. These are over the last 90 days, how many battles have been played in these tanks. Now again, I've said it before, I'd love to see what the top 5 most played tanks is ever in the game, but it is something that Wargaming are not willing to give me that data. I will ask again, because it will be good to know, like, what is actually the most played tanks like ever in this game. But hopefully one day Wargaming will give me be able to give me that information. I'm guessing it will be things like IS-7s, maybe T-54s, maybe Grills, KV2s, anything like that. I'm assuming will be up there in that top 5. But over the last 90 days, the Grill is up there, and you can deal damage very easily in this tank. I mean, here we've done 5.3k damage. We haven't had to move. This is the first time we've had to move, and again, as I said, this is what I absolutely love about the tank, is the mobility of the tank. You can get around the map very quickly, and now the tank has the spool liner. It makes it a much better tank, because people are not sure whether to shoot HE at you, and if they do shoot HE at you, they're not dealing as much damage as they usually would. If you get a Death Star shooting HE at you, it's not going to do 1600. Fair enough, it might do sort of 1100-1200, which is still a big amount of damage, but to do the less HE damage kind of is what the tank needed, to be fair. So yeah, the Grill is up there at number 4. So coming in at number 3, the third most played tank in the game currently is the Pajeto 46. Now, just over 4 million battles played in this tank. It seems to be a very popular tank. Now, I've said this since the tank has come out, that this is a fantastic tank. When this tank first came out, a lot of people were sort of dissing me, saying that this is better than the Pantera, because on paper the Pantera is better, but I've always preferred this over the Pantera, and it looks like you guys do too. Now, why? This is a premium tank, and it is up there. I thought it would be mainly tech tree tanks in the top 5, or even maybe some other like smashers and annihilators. But yeah, the Pajeto is up there, and it is the 3rd most played tank in the game. Now I'm guessing this is the most played over the last 3 months because of the event that we had, where you had to win 50 battles in the Pajeto to get the reborn camo. So I'm assuming that played a big part in why so many people has been playing this tank. Now coming in at number 2, again, forever, this is always up there in the list at just over 4.1 million battles. So not too much difference between this and the Pajeto 46. Of course, it is the Death Star. Now the Death Star is always going to be up there. Always. It always has been, and it always will be. Not because the tank's fantastic, because of the alpha. That is it. Because of the Hesh and because of the alpha. That is the only reason. Now I'm looking at these figures, and over the next sort of month or two, I reckon that you are going to see these figures rise because of the new PBR file, the new turret. People, I think, will be playing the tank more often. Now I'm not going to be talking about the tank itself because I am going to update my review on the Death Star and how it plays now, how it's changed, but that will come within the next few days, hopefully. So yeah, again, it is always up there. It always has been, and it always will be. So that brings me on to number 1. What is the most played tank in the game at the moment? Now, we've had a grill. We've had the grill, so if the grill is one of the most played tanks, of course the Waffle is going to be as well. Almost 4.6 million battles played in this tank over the last 90 days. And again, this I believe was in that list that I did last time, and people are still loving the tank. It is one of the best tier 9s, and not just that, it is probably one of the best tanks in the game, one of the most fun tanks to play in the game. I absolutely love this. Just like the grill, it is my go-to tank. It's great. It is absolutely fantastic. Now again, it has the spool liner. It is just an amazing tank, an amazing fun tank to play. Of course, unlike the grill and unlike the Borzik, it does actually have a little bit of armor on the front. Not so you can't get penned. I mean, it's not that good, but a lot of people shooting HE will really only be able to shoot your sides and your turret. They won't be able to. They'll be lucky to penetrate your hull with HE unless you're in a massive gun. So I like that. And I love the fact that it has that gun depression when you are reversing. So if you go on a ridgeline, ignore that shot there because that was just stupid. But if you go on a ridgeline, reverse up. You'll be able to get your gun down, and then of course you'll be able to run away quicker as well if you are reversing up, because all you need to do is just go forward. But I've made a load of videos about the Waffle and how to play it and what to expect of it and what you should do, where you should go. It's just a fantastic tank, and it's definitely not really an aggressive tank. You can play it aggressive as long as you're behind your team, but yeah, just like the grill, it's pretty much like the grill play style really. Just camp up somewhere, get a good position, farm up some damage, maybe get yourself on a ridgeline and then deal damage, and then later on use that mobility to get closer. Now this game we've pretty much just got in the mix. It's not a great map for TDs, so I've just pushed up with my team and I've managed to farm up almost 5k damage doing so. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the most played tanks at the moment in the game. I hope you enjoyed it. Are you did you expect them tanks to be there? Let me know. I'm Meadsy, catch you soon. With